Thorfinn and Eren Yeager. If you are an anime fan, you have probably heard of these names before. Thorfinn, the warrior from Vinland Saga, a series that left a lasting impact on the world with a single line, "I have no enemies." And Eren Yeager, the face of Attackontitan, whose scream for freedom shook the foundation of anime itself. Both characters changed the anime landscape. They are two of the most well-written, emotionally complex, and deep protagonists I have ever seen in my life. And that's exactly why I am making this video. Today, we will dive into the deep yet tragic parallel between Thorfinn and Eren Yeager, how they see the world, how they suffer, and most importantly, how they respond to that suffering. It's the same pain, but two different paths. Let's begin. Chapter 2. Eren and Thorfinn's journey. Eren's journey begins as a young boy living peacefully within the walls of Paradise Island with his mother, his father, and his best friend Mikasa. But one day, their peaceful life is shattered when a colossal titan suddenly appears and breaches Wall Moria, the outermost wall of the Paradise Island. In the chaos, Eren's home is destroyed and his mother is trapped beneath the rubble. Despite his desperate effort to save her, he's helpless and he's forced to run only to witness his own mother being eaten alive right in front of his own eyes. This single moment scars him for life. It plants the seed of hatred deep within him. A hatred not just for the titans but for the cruel world that created him. Now, in parallel, we meet Thorfinn. He too begins his life as a peaceful child, growing up in a small Icelandic village with his loving family. He's innocent, full of dreams, just like Eren. But what Thorfinn doesn't know is that his father, Thor, is a former Viking, the strongest of them all, a warrior who once thrived on the battlefield but came to realize a powerful truth. True strength isn't shown by taking lives, but by simply protecting them. You have no enemies and no one have enemies. It's that simple. And that's why Thor leaves this life behind. He fakes his death and starts a new life in peace, far away from war and bloodshed. But peace never lasts. Because of his unmatched strength and feared reputation, Thor becomes a target. A coward named Loki, who was member of Viking, too afraid to confront him directly, plots his assassination by hiring a cunning mercenary named Askeladd. This leads to Thor's death right in front of young Thorfinn. Just like Eren, Thorfinn is broken. The boy with dreams becomes a shell of revenge. He sneaks aboard Askeladd's ships, vowing to one day kill him. But instead, he becomes his tool, his pawn, willing to kill anyone just in the hope of getting a duel with him. He spends the next 11 years chasing a meaningless duel of revenge. Chapter 3. The Breaking Point. The breaking point for Eren occurs when he finally goes undercover, far beyond the ocean, in Marley, and spends time observing the people he considered his enemies. He eats with them, he sleeps with them, he plays with their children. He realizes that most of these people are harmless. They are innocent, but they have been brainwashed from their birth that Eldians are devils that should be exterminated no matter what and should be wiped out in order to bring peace to the world. He finally realizes that peace was never an option with the people that considered them devil. He finally realizes that most of these people are harmless, they are innocent, but they have been brainwashed from their birth that Eldians are the devils and they should be exterminated and wiped out in order to bring peace to the world. He finally realizes that peace was never an option with the people that sees them as nothing but devils, people not worthy of trust or redemption. So it's either us or them, and that's why Eren did what he had to in order to achieve true freedom for himself and his people that he desired, which was to just keep moving forward until no enemies are left beyond the ocean. He had two options, it's either us or either them. It was never about morals, just like the real world where survival is the first priority for everybody. Eren realizes that the enemy is completely a systematic and ideological product, but unlike Eren, Thorfinn's breaking point occurs after the death of Askeladd, when he loses the only purpose of his life, which was to avenge the death of his father. He is left empty, purposeless, as a complete soulless person without any purpose in life. He is just an empty shell, driven by nothing, and he is enslaved. He loses all his drive, his motivation for living. And despite all their similarity, it's their choices that separates them. Chapter 4. The Choice. Both suffered through the decisions of the world. Both lost their parents. Both were enraged. Both were lost. Both were empty. But it was ultimately the choice that defines the beautiful yet tragic parallel between Thorfinn and Eren Yeager. While Eren chooses to commit a genocide and wiped out innocent people that had nothing to do with the suffering he went through, in his twisted stand of mind says he had to commit a genocide of 80% of world's population just to save the people that were dear to him. He chooses to sacrifice himself. He saves his world but destroys the hope and the world of billions of innocent people. But on contrary and opposite to what Thorfinn does is simply he chooses to let it go. He chooses to forgive himself and forgive the world for what it did to him. He finally realizes that what it means to be a true warrior and what his father was trying to tell him that day, that he had no enemies. No one have enemies. They are your enemies because you decide to make them your enemies. A true warrior isn't someone who is capable of taking a life, but someone who is capable of protecting it. The end.